Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa, and here, we don't just dream, we make history.
It's time now for the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament on the Central Iowa Sports Network. From the smallest towns to the biggest cities, watch the Iowa girl compete for the title of state champion. CISN.TV's coverage of the state tournament is presented by Mid-American Energy, Schottenkirk Chevy of Waukee, Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottlers. Also brought to you by the Iowa Pork Producers, Shields, Fairway Foods, Buena Vista University, the Better Business Bureau. Now let's go courtside at Wells Fargo Arena in downtown Des Moines for state tournament basketball.
Good morning. Welcome back to Wells Fargo Arena courtside here for the Girls State Basketball Tournament 2018. Dar Danielson alongside Laura Leonard as we get ready to bring you what I see as a pretty interesting matchup, Laura. We got Iowa City High, who's the only undefeated team here, coming in as number 1 seed. We have the defending champion, West Des Moines Valley, the number 8 seed, and doing games throughout the Metro all throughout the year. These other coaches said, you got to watch out for Valley because they're going to make a run at the end. They get some people back from injuries. They did. They got into the tournament, and that's all you look for. So now it's just, everybody's even right now.
Well, I think you have to take one game at a time, and I think that's what Valley did coming into the tournament, knowing what their route was, and they just took it one game at a time, and then they have to look at this game. It's going to be a good matchup, I think, here with Iowa City High, and so Valley, I think, is playing with a little emotion. They're defending their state title, and I think they've got a lot riding on this ballgame.
One of their keys has been some of the players that graduated and trying to fill in the holes, and then injuries there. And Iowa City High, they're no strangers either. The whole field is back from this year, but this year City High has that target on them. They're undefeated. They're the number 1 seed. They have one of the top scorers in the state. So, maybe Valley playing without the pressure that, being the defending champion, because the number 1 seed might have that in this game.
I think that's a great point. Even though they're the defending state champion, Iowa City High comes in without a loss on their record, and so, they're playing maybe a little tight, knowing what's on the line, and they do have one player in Ashley Jones that really is their go-to player, averages 31 points a game, and that's the player that Valley's going to have to key in on. But I think you're right. Valley may be playing a little bit relaxed, and Iowa City High may have just a little bit of pressure on them.
How much, you talk about keying in on that one player, how much do you game plan to stop the one player, or is it something that you're more aware of, or how would you prepare for that?
I think you definitely have to plan to try to slow down Ashley Jones. Now, how you do that is at a double team. Can you find places where you can sag a defender and play front and back? Can you play a box and one on her? And then just make sure that her teammates don't have a career night. Those are the things that you kind of have to plan for when you're defending against a dominant player like that. You don't want to really mix it up too much and get your team out of a rhythm that you've played all season long, but I think they're going to make some tweaks definitely to try to slow her down, but also slow down her teammates as well.
And you can't get away from what you do anyway either. You have to, defensively and offensively, you can't just change everything for the state tournament. You have to come out offensively and do what you do, and then hopefully defensively slow her down a little bit.
And I think in talking with a lot of coaches over the course of the season, a lot of them just in regular season, they say, we have to worry about us. We have to worry about what we do and how we do things on the court. Yes, we'll make some adjustments and we'll make some game plans for our opponent, but I think the biggest thing is they need to do what they do well and what they've done all season long.
Jones, a little bit of a rarity in that she's a senior, and we've seen a lot of youth already, and we're going to see some more in this game. And Zoe Young, the junior guard for West Des Moines Valley, when you talk about their offense, it usually starts with her.
Well, it is all about her. It goes through her, their offense, and So they look for her to start it and finish it. She's had some great support throughout the season, but she is a player that in crunch time, they try to get the ball in her hands, and she's responded most of the time.
And Grace Plummer has come on to play well to help her out. And Shea Fuller, her older sister, was on the championship team and graduated, now went to Drake. And Shea Fuller has really stepped up her game too as a junior here, averaging 16.4 points per game.
It's kind of a nice 1-2 combination for the Tigers and Zoe Young and Shea Fuller, and they're both threats from the outside. They both can do it off the bounce. They can get to the rim, and so in defending a team like that, they have to prepare for those two players to try to shut them down. But they've had some nice production as well from, as you had mentioned, Grace Plummer.
Talk about all these teams are back, but looking at that first game, it seemed like both teams came out with a little nerves and things were a little bit scatterbrained at the start of that. A little jumbled up, weren't they, until the teams found their rhythm. And no matter how many times you've been here, that first game back here at State, you open it up, there's a little nerves and pressure, isn't there?
Well, you know what's on the line. You play all season, and yes, you have your games, and you go into games maybe a little bit more relaxed in the regular season, and you get down to the state tournament, Wells Fargo. All of a sudden, the atmosphere changes a little bit, the jitters, the nerves, knowing what you're playing for. It sometimes takes a few times up and down the court, and in the case of that first game, maybe a whole quarter to shake the nerves out before things settled in.
Yeah, it did. It seemed like they were coming down and just anxious to throw up those shots right away, and then finally the one team fell into a rhythm, and then the other team, I got to catch up. And that's the thing, when you look at the clock as it winds down, it's either the season's going to end for one or it's going to extend for the other, and so that clock becomes that much more important, isn't it?
It really is, and it is, ticking one way or the other. And, we did see a lot of underclassmen, so they're going to have the opportunity to come back next year. Those that are seniors and graduating, it's heartbreaking that they have to have their career and their season in.
Well, we're just about ready here. We're going to go over to the public address announcer, and we'll get our starting lineups for today's ball game. And I believe it's Tim Fitzpatrick will be the PA announcer for today, and we'll get the starting lineups and get set for basketball. Our second semifinal, number 1 versus number 8 here on CISN.TV.
Welcome to Wells Fargo Arena here in Des Moines, Iowa for today's 2018 IGHSAU Iowa Farm Bureau Girls State Basketball Quarterfinal Matchup, featuring the number 8 seed, the visiting team from West Des Moines Valley, and the home team, the number 1 seed, the Iowa City High Little Hawks. Fans, at this time, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and the Iowa Farm Bureau would like to recognize the outstanding sportsmanship shown by West Des Moines Valley High School and Iowa City High School. In recognition of the importance of good sportsmanship, each state qualifying school is asked to nominate a spectator who represents their school and community in a sportsmanlike manner. Karen Brown of the IGHSAU will present each nominee with a certificate of recognition and a $250 check payable to their school's scholarship fund. Please join us in honoring these individuals whose decorum and respect for others serves as a model for all spectators attending interscholastic events. From West Des Moines Valley High School, Don Jagerson. From Iowa City High School, John and Penny Balmer. And now, fans, it's time to introduce the players in today's quarterfinal matchup. First of all, your non-starters and assistant coaches. For the number 8 seed, the West Des Moines Valley Tigers. Number 4, Maggie Hall. Number 10, Haley Chappell. Number 12, Grace Hinkle. Number 21, Bethany Evans. Number 22, Alex Hunnell. Number 24, Anna Bernhardt. Number 25, Megan Weiss. Number 32, Sydney Shoup. And number 33, Jasmine Spann. Your assistant coaches, Chris Larson, Kelly Moore, Rob Wiedebrand, Josh Lander, and Reese Pate. And now here are your non-starters as assistant coaches for the home team from City High. Number 4, Ayana Lindsay. Number 5, Carrie Koenig. Number 11, Ashley Kennan. Number 12, Virginia Muturi. Number 13, Emily Kanaki. Number 14, Cece Harvey Cook. Number 15, Shabana Norris. Number 20, Ella Cook. And number 40, Sky Spencer. Your assistant coaches, Travis Dyer, Callie Sabaski, Lindsay Bernard, Jeff Miller, Tim Casey, and Fred Riddle. And now, here's your starting lineup for today's quarterfinal. For Valley, number 2, Libby Helverson. For City High, number 3, Rose Nakumu. For the Tigers, number 3, Zoe Young. For the Little Hawks, number 10, Ashley Jones. For Valley, number 5, Grace Plummer. For City High, number 22, Paige Rocca. For the Tigers, number 11, Shay Fuller. For the Little Hawks, number 23, Aubrey Jones. And for Valley, number 23, Amber Kettering. And for City High, number 44, Samantha Gravy. Head coach for Valley, Joseph Segrist. And for City High, Bill McTaggart. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the score bench. Our officials today, as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union: Mr. Jeff Horst, Mr. Mark Gassman, Mr. Wade Wilden, and your bench official, Michael Cayley. All right, who's ready for tournament basketball?
Well, here we go. We're ready for the start. Laura, key to a start for both these teams here in this ballgame.
Well, I think you talked about it a little bit when we were talking in the introduction. Just put the nerves aside. Just go out and play basketball, and I think both of these teams need to get off to a quick start. And I think just get a good flow on offense. Rebounding is always a key for both teams.
Ashley Jones will step in with Zoe Young as we're set to go here. You see the view high atop Wells Fargo Arena to tip it up. And controlled by Valley. Quickly over for 3, no good. Rebound comes out long, gets her own rebound as Kettering, and got a foul called.
Fouls on the 3 for City High, Rose Nakumu, her first personal, team first.
Who'd you call that on?
That was on number 3, Rose Nakumu.
Okay. So the first foul up, Zoe Young misses it. And here comes City High. Looks like they're going to push the tempo. Jones down, turnaround, double teamed, and then a foul called on the rebound, a push.
Well, early on here, it is a little ragged. I think the nerves are in play for both teams. Valley got off a quick shot. It was a good look, and then the offensive rebound really couldn't get the finish with Zoe Young.
Libby Helverson picks up the foul, and there's the bucket on the inbound. Nakumu.
A nice inbounds play. They got the screen and the back cut and a little up and under for 2.
I already can tell this is one of those games early where I can't look down on the score sheet too long. There's a 3. Zoe Young gets Valley on the board.
Zoe Young had a big game in the championship game a year ago and picking up where she left off.
3 is off, no good. Young with the rebound, kicks it out long, and can't handle it is Libby Helverson. So both these teams showing a little inclination to run early.
And I think that's what you're going to see. Libby Helverson, who's a Drake soccer recruit and has a little speed on her, trying to get out ahead of the pack.
Well, now they'll slow it down a bit. Nakumu with it over on the left side. Looking down low for Jones. Picks up a couple defenders, but drives right through and gets the bucket. Ashley Jones gives the lead back to City High.
Well, if you're going to double team her or triple team her, you got to stay with her. It seemed like they got on her, and then everybody separated to give her a lane to drive.
Rebound down there by Graving. And here comes City High looking to build on that early lead. It's Nakumu running the point. Guarded there by Halverson. Man-to-man D for Valley in the black uniforms. That one's shot over the top. And Valley will push it up. And offensive foul will be called on Shea Fuller.
Shea Fuller had every intention of taking that ball all the way to the hoop, gave a little pass fake, but Nakumu did a nice job of holding her ground, getting those feet set, and drawing the charge.
Well, that's a first personal on Fuller, second team foul on Valley. Here's City High. Throw it across the top. Back over, baseline jumper, rattles out, no good. Rebound comes off to Valley. Kettering throws it across, it's picked off. City High back the other way. Nakumu drives, can't get the reverse to go. And the rebound taken down by Valley. They get it out to Zoe Young. 3-on-1. Up and missed the bucket there. Kettering.
Boy, if you have the ball, you got to take care of it because everybody's reaching.
Back to Valley now. Zoe Young will bring it down. Takes the three. No good, and that was a really deep three.
And one of the things that I think we've seen the last couple of times is somebody's just kind of playing center field defensively. Didn't get a good look at it there, but they're going to sag off, and they're going to let Grieving shoot the basketball, but Iowa City High did something to adjust.
Back the other way. Jones made that basket. This one is Zoe Young. She answers back. And back down to a 1-point lead for City High. And now they'll slow it down a little bit and run the offense. Too low. Here's Jones. And they're going to call the foul.
I think, is that going to be on Grace Palmer?
Yeah. He first put up two hands, and then he put up the one. I'm still getting used to this where they use the two hands to call the foul.
I know, and sometimes is it one way or the other. I don't know which way to look at it to figure out if it's 23 or 32.
Ella Cook and Ayanna Lindsay into the lineup for City High. They're in the white with the ball. Down the lane. Up off, a little too hard. Rebound put back up and good by Aubrey Jones.
Rebound the basket, Aubrey Jones.
Now a quick travel just because of the pressure defense of Iowa City High, just hanging around after the made basket.
They're up by 3. That's the biggest lead that either team has had in the early going here. As we're just about halfway through the first quarter. They lob it in. Now the corner for 3. Good! Aubrey Jones.
Well, averaging 13 points a game, and so stepping out, she is their three-point specialist.
Oh, nice job by Shea Fuller to stick with that.
Nice, kept that pivot foot down, looked for help, and then the defense left her, and she took it right to the rim.
Inside to Jones. She dribbles through and draws the foul on, looks like Fuller.
Number 11.
Her second.
They allowed her to get the ball at the mid-high, let her put the ball on the floor, and then they started to collapse, and Fuller was just a little late to get over and try to get in position to get the charge.
Jones hits the free throw. She's a 79% shooter from the line on the season. And, man, she can handle the ball, too. You can see why she scores so much. She can take it and handle it from anywhere on the floor.
Yeah, that's why they want to get her the ball right around the free throw line, let her work and let her draw 2 defenders and then see if she'll pass off.
Low pressure now. Valley breaks it, gets it up ahead, and up and good by Helverson.
That's how you break it. A couple of good passes, filling the lanes, making sure you have the right angles.
13-9 City High. Here's a jumper from the baseline, is good by Ella Cook, the freshman. And then a foul called back the other way.
City High's number 23, Aubrey Jones.
Aubrey Jones with the personal, her first, just a second team foul here on City High.
Timeout, City High.
And City High wants timeout to talk it over with 3:08 to play. They lead by 6. Back with more after this on CISN.TV.
If I look for the seal, it's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa. Why do I?
Back here at Wells Fargo Arena, you see inside the huddle there of City High as they called the timeout. And what do you see in the early numbers there, Laura?
Well, both teams shooting at a pretty decent clip, 40% for Valley, 46% for Iowa City High. But the thing that really jumps out to me is 4 turnovers for Valley. They have given extra possessions to a very high-scoring team, and so when you do that, you give them extra opportunities, it could end up burning you in the end.
That's been one of their issues, I know, throughout the season, talking to Coach Segris, is too many turnovers and trying to get that in control with some new players in and trying to fill those roles, and we'll see if it can do that as they move on in the game here. Here comes Valley with it. And the 3 is good by Zoe Young, the Shields 3-point play.
Nice little step back. She has good handles as well and can really knock down that 3-point shot, but then they get the answer again from Ella Cook.
Ella Cook comes off the bench, has 4 points here. And here comes Valley over the corner for 3. Good! Grace Plummer. All of a sudden, it's raining threes at Wells Fargo. And it's not freezing rain, which is good. We've seen enough of that here in Central Iowa.
Which is always good.
But a 2-point ball game now. Steal out front. And stolen back. Kettering had it, but had her pocket picked by Nakumu. And here comes City High back again, leading by 2. Inside Jones. Double team through the triple team, up and good. Ashley Jones has 8 points.
Well, she's finding a way to solve that double team, and that's just great footwork down in the post.
Quickly down, now back, and a foul called. Almost looked like Helverson had traveled there, but the defender came in and kind of bailed her out.
It was a tough pass and a tough place to try to catch the ball, but she did a good job of recovering and pulling that in.
Helverson hits the free throw. She's shooting just 44% from the free throw line on the season, but gets that one.
But hadn't had a lot of opportunities. This is only her 17th and 18th opportunities.
And that one runs out. And we got a 3-point ball game. We wind down here in the first quarter. Up top with it, City High. Down on the baseline to Cook. Lobs it into Jones. She backs in, up and under, and the foul will be called. And Amber Kettering picks up her first 15 foul already on Valley.
Well, and that time Grace Plummer had the assignment of trying to slow down Ashley Jones and looking for some backside help. Got it, but it was just a little bit too late.
Jones hits the free throw. Shooting a 79% clip here on the season. And pops the second one. And Tigers down by 5. Quickly in, blocked by Jones. She'll push it out the other way. Across court, up and good. Textbook fast break there.
That was pretty. That really was. All the defense went to the ball, and that left the trailer wide open.
Here's Valley. Into the corner. Kick it out for three. Good by Amber Kettering, the Shields three-point play.
That was a deep three, and they worked the ball inside out, found her open at the top of the key.
And a turnover. Going to go to Valley. Had to look at it.
Well, and Coach Joe Segrist was right there, and boy, he was helping the officials.
Yeah, helping him out, and I wasn't sure if he thought he was going to go the other way, but he did give it to Valley. So nobody's stringing in together any big scoring runs here yet.
No, and that's what you want to avoid if you're your opponent. You don't want your opponent to go on a big scoring run, so you just want to match them basket for basket and then try to find the place to get your own run going. Young
step back three misses, gets it right back again, and over Jones, no good, and the rebound is pulled down. Jump ball will go to Iowa City High on the alternate possession. With 29.2 seconds to play here.
Valley substitution number 12, Grace Hinkle.
Grace Hinkle into the ball game for Valley. And we'll see how they play it here. I'm assuming they play for one shot at the end of the quarter.
Valley's going to come out just a little bit, make a move.
You got Grace Plummer on Jones. 10 seconds. And throw it away. Back the other way with it. Kettering, and then stripped from behind, but that's going to stay with Valley as it was stripped. But went off Nakumu's foot.
You know, Nakumu's done that a couple of times when they've had breakaways, just coming in with her speed, trying to pick the pocket from behind. And as the dribbler, you have to know where the defender is at all times. Move it over to that other hand.
They have the quick closing speed, too. That one's swatted away by Jones. And Zoe Young triggered in. There's 4 seconds to play here. So you got time to maybe get in, set, and shoot. Not a lot of time. Into Zoe Young. Now she'll drive the middle, takes it up, and good at the buzzer. Zoe Young makes it a 2-point game after one. We'll be back with the second quarter after this on CISN.TV.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Power Price Event. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. New 18 Silverado Double Cab 4x4 All-Star Edition. Power Price. $99 per month lease. $99 per month. New 18 Silverado Crew Cab 4x4 All-Star Edition. $219 per month lease. 18 Equinox. $199 per month lease. New 18 Cruise LTs. $18,790. Hurry in for best selection. The Power Price Event. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com. The Power.
Dar Danielson, Laura Leonard here, and Laura Valley ran that to perfection with 4 seconds to go and got the shot right at the buzzer. Zoe Young hitting it, and I think both of us thought she's going to jack up the three, and it looked like Iowa City thought that too, didn't they?
Yeah, I think everybody congregated around the three-point line, and she saw that and knew she had those 4 seconds to be able to drive to the rim. And so smart play, good read by an experienced player. And the big thing is now Valley gets the possession so they can capitalize on that to start here in the second quarter.
Valley will start the second quarter. Looks like Young, Shea Fuller in there, also Kettering. Looks like I think all the starters back in for Valley. Yeah, Plummer. And then blocked, and here comes City High back the other way with it. Jones. And then knocked away again, and there's a scramble down baseline. And the younger Jones with it. Kicks it out to the older Jones for three.
Big scramble for the ball. It was just slick. Nobody wanted to maintain control of it. And then Jones to Jones, and then the older Jones turns to her sister and says, nice pass.
Yeah. The assist there. And ups the lead back up to 5. 6 has been the biggest lead, I believe, for Iowa City High here in the first half. Number 1 against number 8 on CISN.TV. Now Jones up top. Slips by, he dishes it off. Oh, a little bunny miss, but put back up, and then a foul called. As Graving gets it. And there's another issue when you start zeroing in on Jones, she dishes it off.
Sees that she doesn't have the opening. There's usually 2 defenders around her. Nice little underhand pass over to Grieving, who could not finish it.
Here's a drive through the middle up against Jones. Or Young, rather, excuse me. And that was Rocca. Missed the shot, so big opportunity there if Iowa City missed, and Valley will get the ball back. So Aubrey Jones out front, steals it. Up and good for Aubrey Jones.
City High extending that defensive pressure even further now, looking to maybe trap.
Try to go to the corner, but it's knocked away. So Valley not adjusting to the defensive change here, that possession, and Jones for three! Aubrey Jones.
Valley's going to take a timeout. They need to figure out how to get through this half-court pressure of Iowa City High.
The lead is 10. We'll take a break. Be back with more after this on CISN.TV.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
City High has built the lead, the biggest either team has had in the ball game, up to 10 points here. And they came out, Laura Leonard, with a little pressure, and that kind of rattled Valley a bit.
Well, that certainly has changed the momentum and the tempo, is that defense, and they're extending it out. It looks like a 2-1-2 half court, and it looks like they might want to trap out of it.
Outscored them 8-0 here to start the second, but that'll end that as Grace Plummer gets the 2 and ends the 8-0 run for City High at the start of the second quarter.
And against pressure like that, you just have to keep the ball moving, and you have to keep moving as a player so you can find and create openings.
Down the lane and a foul call to push against Nakumu as she drove, and that'll go against Libby Helverson. And that puts Iowa City in the 1-1 now.
And that's 2 fouls on Helverson as well, so see how they decide to play it. They're going to leave her in. They need to have her as a defender.
This is the front end of the 1-1. And here comes Valley, trailing by 8. Inside, kicks it back out to Zoe Young for 3. That's off.
You know, it was a right play. It was a nice move because it drew the defense in, and then Zoe Young was coming and trailing the play, but it was a tough catch, so she couldn't get her feet set.
Gets set. And knowing her, that isn't going to bother her. An air ball, she'll come right back when it's open again. And there's a foul, offensive, away from the ball. On a screen.
Fouls on number 10 for City High. Ashley Jones, her first
Ashley
personal.
Jones, her first personal, the 14th foul here on City High in the first half. There comes Valley trying to work on that 8-point lead. Lob, try to go over the top, and tight roping and keeps it alive right in front of us here. Aubrey Jones dribbles in, spins, and she draws the foul. Well, you see some of those same moves in Aubrey that you see in Ashley, don't you?
I think there's been a little few sessions out in the driveway and in the gym working with one another.
And she hits the free throw. She's got 11 points now.
You can see those good moves that both the Jones sisters have and have worked on.
Bernhardt and Kettering into the lineup for Valley. Second free throw goes. Jumper by Zoe Young. She's got 12 now.
Well, you mentioned it. The air ball didn't phase her at all. She just came right back on the next possession, and mid-range jumper knocked it down, and then the unforced turnover.
Over in the corner, now back up. Trying to break that pressure. Iowa City has pushed it way out. They're double teaming anytime the ball's caught. Here's Zoe Young for three, no good. Rebound comes out long over there to Kettering. Back to Zoe Young, dribbles in, stops in the lane, can't get it to go. And Bernhardt in there fighting for it. That'll go to City High. As Valley got the ball to start second quarter.
City High's just getting really big defensively. They've got their hands up and they're trying to trap. And Valley needs to give a ball fake here or there to get them to move and shift out of position and then cut behind the defense.
Here comes City High. Kumu with it up top, over in the wing. Rotate it for long shot, no good. Rebound, Jones put it back up and good. Ashley Jones with 15 now.
Just crashing the boards, and we talked about one of the keys in this ball game for both teams is really going to the glass both offensively and defensively.
Inside, Zoe Young pulls up and gets it to go. And looks like they're trying to get it in there to Young. They're outside working around. She cuts and they're driving it right in the middle to her.
And she's moving well without the basketball, and Ashley Jones tried to make a case for a charge, but the officials wouldn't have any of it.
Here's a three. Rose Nakumu pops the Shields three-point play.
You know, Nakumu has just done a ton of things defensively, a lot of great things defensively. A little quiet on the offensive end and knocks a big one down.
That's 5 for her offensively, Nakumu. There's a three from the corner off long, and Nakumu with the rebound. She'll push it up the floor. City High. Out to Jones for three. Good! Ashley Jones hits her second three. And a timeout called, a quick timeout for Valley. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we got it all.
Dar Danielson, Laura Leonard here at Wells Fargo. And what are the numbers looking like now?
Well, Iowa City has really caught fire here in the second quarter. They're 15 of 25 from the floor, 60%. They're also shooting 62% from three-point range. They're 5 of 8. The Valley shooting 45% from the floor and 36 from three-point range.
Here's Valley in the dark uniforms with the ball, trailing. Zoe Young, that's a two, long two. She's got 6 of their 8 points here in the second quarter for 16. And the lead at 12. There's a three again. That one bounces high and saved out of there somehow by City High. Down there, Aubrey Jones saved that one. And City High will pull it back out and reset. Rocca rotated over to Kumu. And Bernhardt steps in and takes it away, and then she's fouled. A little excuse me by Rose Nkumu.
You know, they got the steal. They were getting ready to go the other way, and Nkumu is so quick. She can pick the pocket. She can get in. She can get a steal, and I think she just thought she could do it, get in and get out and steal that ball, and got too much and got called for the foul.
That's her second one, so Ayanna Lindsay will come in to replace her. We want to have her pick up a third foul here in the last 2 minutes of the first half. Bernhardt for three, gets it blocked, and Jones tiptoes on the end line and gets the rebound. She'll bring it down. Stop and go! Whoop through the defender, and the foul will be called on Bernhardt.
Well, as soon as she pulled that ball, she was going to take it all the way end to end. Little hesitation dribble, got the defense out of position, and then cleared the way. And the foul occurred before the charge or Anna Bernhardt could get set.
And Jones misses the free throw there. She's got 18 so far and hits the second free throw. So she's 5 out of 6 from the free throw line. And a 13-point lead for City High. Zoe Young drives against Jones. Step back and gets the kiss off the rim and goes.
Nice little one-on-one matchup and a step back jumper, which she is so good with.
And Young has 8 of the 10 points for Valley here in the second quarter. They kick it back out for three. Good! That one looked like it was a little flat, but Raka got her, dropped it right in there.
Well, that's just inside-out basketball. You drive in, you draw the defense to you, and you kick it back out to a teammate.
Zoe Young tries to throw it over the corner, but it's picked off. Raka. And the three is no good. Rebound comes out, scramble for it. And they save it somehow, and Jones goes in. Aubrey Jones gets the bucket.
Wow, the scrappiness and the hustle of City High is helping them win a lot of 50-50 balls, and they're getting their hands on a lot of passes. A lot of these passes from Valley are just, they're lobbed over the top, and there's so much air underneath them, and just allowing the defense to catch up and knock it away.
And I've talked with Coach Segrist about this before, give him a hard time. They don't have anybody 6 foot or over, and usually they try to make up with speed on that, but Iowa City kind of has the speed and the height to match them, it looks like.
Absolutely, and they definitely have the height and the speed, and the way they're changing up defenses, I think, has Valley a little bit confused and flustered.
Bernhardt dribbles the middle, kicks it outside. Those Valley looks like they're going to play for one here. Trailing by 16 as we wind down the first half. Dribble in. There's a fake, kicks it out for three. Kettering, good! At the buzzer.
Well, Shea Fuller got in there, had 3 defenders around her, was going to go up with it, saw Ashley Jones right in front of her, thought better of it, kicked it out, and they got the 3 at the buzzer and a little momentum.
So it's a 13-point lead at the half here, 47-34, City High over Valley. We'll take a break and come back and check out some of the halftime stats after this on CISN.TV.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more.
Good.
You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Building a strong community doesn't happen overnight. It takes a vision for the future, the ability to turn a challenge into a success, and individuals who inspire new generations of growth. Greater Des Moines has done a lot of growing over the years, and so have we. At Brick Gentry Law, your success is something that we create together. Thank you for making us a part of your community. Thank you for 50 years.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules, they're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
Many times at the Lodge of Ashworth, new members come to us from their big, beautiful homes. They find our spacious 2 and 3 bedroom suites to be an ideal fit. We have a limited number of these larger and penthouse style suites, perfect for the retiring executive style living. We have suites ready for immediate move-in, or we can help you customize. The Lodge of Ashworth is all-inclusive, no surprise additional fees or upcharges. Call us today for a private tour and ask us about our flexible pricing plans.
And here, we don't just dream, we make history by nearly doubling our clean energy as part of our 100% renewable vision. With this, our energy costs will remain some of the lowest in the nation. We'll create new jobs and boost economic growth. Our air will be cleaner, our state stronger, and together, we'll advance this country's energy future forever. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service. This is Iowa.
We're here at halftime. Iowa City High leading West Des Moines Valley 47-34. Dar Danielson with you. Joining me is Iowa State assistant coach Billy Fenley. And well, you guys are getting ready for your own tournament too, aren't you? You got, what, one game left?
That's right, yeah. We play at Kansas tomorrow night, and then we get ready to go to Oklahoma City on Thursday and play Friday night.
I've been focused on this. What's your seeding situation with this last game? What's it looking like?
We'll either be 7th or 8th. If we beat Kansas, we'll finish 7th, and then play Texas Tech. If we lose, we'll play 8, and then we'll be the 8th seed, turn right around and play Kansas again. So it's a big game tomorrow night. You want to avoid playing somebody twice in a row, and if we can get the 7th seed, then we can go down to Oklahoma City and play Friday night against Texas Tech.
Now, I know you can't talk specific players, but you come to the tournament. Are there any new things you see here? Because, I mean, now with players playing all year round and there's video all over, and when you come down here to watch, do you ever pick up on somebody that might have got overlooked?
Maybe not so much overlooked, but these kids are playing at a really high level. They all really want to win. This is a special venue. The state girls tournament does a great job of putting everything together. The fans, rarely do they get a chance to play in an arena like this, when they're in high school. So it's nice to see the state's best players playing at a really high level. And fortunately, I can talk about Ashley Jones because she's already signed with us. So she's got 19 at the half, so I'm enjoying watching this.
And she's kind of a rarity here. There's a lot of younger players in this tournament. And we didn't used to see so much of that, but I think it's talked about the year-round basketball and that. Players are playing at a younger age and on the varsity level, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. And the AAU, the club stuff in the state of Iowa is really good, which is really helping these guys. And like you said, there's a lot of really young talent in Iowa. I think Iowa is probably as deep as it's been in a long time. We've talked a lot about that. The next game, all these games coming up feature a lot of really good players, sophomores, freshmen, juniors, all across the board, and that's why you see so many college coaches here.
What is it that you look for in a player at that young age to know if maybe they might be somebody that could go on and play college ball?
Well, for us, it's about finding the kid that still has a lot of room to grow. A lot of times you see a kid maybe peaking out in high school, or maybe they're playing the best that they'll ever play, but somebody that still has their best basketball ahead of them, somebody that really loves the game, plays hard, is a great teammate. You can see a lot by a stat sheet, but when you see them in person, you see how they act with their teammates, how well they're coached, how they respond to maybe a bad call or something like that. Those are things that you don't see on a stat sheet, and those are things that everybody's watching.
And here, I know you talked about playing at a higher level. Sometimes some of these players, they're the superstar on their team, but the competition isn't quite up to that. So it's kind of hard to judge, are they scoring so much or doing so well because the competition isn't good. But when you get here, you can really see how those talents play against some of the best in the state, can't you?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you got a kid in this game that's going to a high-level ACC school. You got Ashley Jones in this game, and some other players, obviously, that are really good players. So you're seeing you're seeing some of the best players in this state playing against each other right here, right now, and that'll be the way for the next few games here, and that's what makes it so exciting. Because like you said, you never know what you're going to get in some of these regular season games, you know, if it's down year for some of these high schools, but there's no down years for these teams that are here. They're all here for a reason.
I understand my old friend Rich Fellingham is going to retire from calling you guys games. I'll believe that when I see that, because Rich is retired I don't know how many times. But he's retiring after years of doing your guys' games, isn't he?
He is. Rich has been 30 years he's been with Iowa State women's basketball, which is, I thought my dad had been there for a long time, and Rich has got him beat. So Rich is great. You know, he means the world to our program, and he's obviously done a really good job, and we're going to miss him.
Tell him I said hello, and you know, it's good talking with you. Appreciate you taking a little time out to check in with us, and good luck to you guys in the as you finish out the regular season and head to the tournament.
Great, appreciate it. Thanks for all you guys do for the state. I know there's a lot of people watching, and you guys put on a great product.
Tell your dad hello. He was joined us last year, but I know coaches are busy, and so
he's got practice. I get to enjoy the popcorn and soda here.
Sit back and do that.
Yeah.
Okay, Billy Fennelly here. We're going to take a break. We'll come back with more at halftime here on CISN.TV.
The people I've met, I couldn't have imagined a better college experience. The professor gets to know you really quickly. I know that people know who I am and that they care about me. With the opportunities I have here, I'm going to be able to succeed. Now I just feel like I can do anything. I don't know, just...
To buy trucks at Schottenkirk Ford Indianola. Up to $13,000 off MSRP. Select new 17 Ford F-150s. And up to $8,500 off MSRP. Select new 17 Super Duties. Schottenkirk Ford, the truck stop. Up to $13,000 off select new F-150s. Schottenkirk Ford Indianola. The truck stops here. SchottenkirkFord.com.
It has become something of a lost art. Remembering someone's face. Remembering a name. They're the building blocks of a strong, caring community. Can you think of anything else more important than that? We can't.
Back here at halftime, courtside at Wells Fargo Arena, Dar Danielson and Laura Leonard. And let's take a look at some of these first half stats. What jumps out at you there, Laura?
Well, I think the first thing that jumps out is both of these teams shooting it very well. Valley is shooting 50% for the first half, and Iowa City High really caught fire in the second quarter, 61, almost 62% in the second quarter, and then for the game, 58%. So they're shooting it very well, and they've gotten to the line a lot as well, 7 of 9 from the free throw line. And shooting it very well from three-point range. They're 6 of 11. So being very efficient with their possessions.
Then turnovers is a big issue for Valley right now, and I think some of that was City High switch brought that pressure out more in the second quarter, and that really made a big impact, didn't it?
Yeah, they gave them some different looks defensively that caused some turnovers. They need to make some adjustments for that. 11 turnovers in the first half, and off of those turnovers, City High was able to score 19 points. So those were crucial turnovers that really hurt Valley West Des Moines.
And they're getting them and getting it down the other way and cashing in quick on them too, and that's the big thing about the turnover when you do that. Otherwise, so in the locker room, Valley, Joe Segrist, what is he trying to do to figure out that pressure here in the second half?
Well, I think the one thing is they're talking about, they're going to see some different looks and what they need to do. They need to give some ball fakes. They need to continue to have cutters, and they got a few cutters. They were able to solve it a couple of times by cutting Zoe Young into the middle, or Shea Fuller, or whoever it was, into the middle, into the gap of that zone. If they can do that and score, you're going to shoot them out of it. So that's number one. And then number two, they need to try to be able to figure out how you can defend the Jones sisters, because both of them, 19 points and 14 points respectively for Ashley and Aubrey. You got to figure out a way how to defend those two.
Paul Yeager was telling us their parents met at Kirkwood College. Was that the deal?
That's what he said. They met at Kirkwood, and I guess their dad played at Cedar Rapids Prairie. Mom played college ball, he seems to think, at Murray State maybe. So good lineage, good genes, and obviously the two sisters playing very well here today.
And for them, you know Valley's probably going to make a run at you here in the second half, but their thing is keep doing what you're doing, keep the foot on the gas, don't let up, keep playing hard, right?
Yeah, I thought it was a really nice first half for City High. They did a lot of things very well. They moved the ball very well, and they're quick. You've got to adjust to their quickness, and so I think sometimes, you know, defenses like that get a lot of steals, they'll gamble when you have a lead, and so a good ball fake, a screen here or there, a pump fake, maybe you can get them into a little bit of foul trouble. But, yeah, stay the course for City High.
Well, the biggest lead was, I think, 16, is that right? In the first half?
Yes, you're correct.
And the lead only changed a couple times. Valley had it with early on, 3-2, but they didn't get the lead back very much after that. They stayed close for quite a while to the first quarter. Then we talked about that second quarter. City High kind of opened up the gap a little bit.
Well, they got that bucket at the buzzer at the end of the first with Zoe Young to get it within 2, and then they only scored 13 points in that second quarter, and so that's where City High was able to separate from the Tigers.
Yeah, 24-13 edge there in the second quarter, and Zoe Young had 8 of their 13 points there, so need to maybe you find a little more scoring out of some of the other team members, and then 4 threes for Iowa City High in the second quarter to 1 for Valley. And Valley will start the second half here with the ball. It looks like starters back in for both teams. And here's Valley on the drive, up and rebound battled around and pulled down by Rocca for City High.
You just got to, you get opportunities like that, you've got to finish. And you drove the lane, Fuller drove the lane, and just could not get the ball to go.
And that one's knocked away. It'll go out of bounds back to Valley.
Unforced turnover and an opportunity for the Tigers here to get on the board first.
And one of those things where you want to work for a good shot. You don't need to start jacking up threes, like drive the middle there. Oh, that one just ran in and out.
But that was a good shot.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you want to work for, and tough shooting luck.
Grace Plummer had that one bounce in and out, and that one over. And rebound comes off to Valley. Shea Fuller. She takes it down to Zoe Young. Fuller. Pick her up quickly. Aubrey Jones now to the corner for 3. Good! Good ball movement there.
They just forgot about Kettering over there in the corner, and Fuller takes it into the teeth of the defense and sees her and whips it over to her.
So they cut the lead down to 10 with that 3. And Valley gets on the board first here in the second half. Komu gets it off. Jones, and Zoe Young thought she got the ball clean there, but they're going to call her with the foul.
As long as Jones kept the ball alive, she kept attracting defenders. It was 1, then it was 2, then it was 3.
Here's a good cut down and up and good by Nakumu.
Rose Nakumu for 2.
That was a nice baseline inbounds, just a cut to the backside and the quick pass, easy layup.
Down the lane, up and draws the foul is Fuller.
Foul's number 22,
Paige Rocca, her first, and the team's first here.
Shooting 2.
And Fuller to the line. Misses that one. She's shooting 42 or 75% from the line on the season. And gets the second one to go. At this point, Valley can't afford to pass up any of those opportunities from the line or anywhere else.
No, if you're going to get to the free throw line early on in the third quarter, you got to knock them down.
Kicks it back out to Jones for 3. Good. The Shields 3-point play by Ashley Jones.
stepped outside, trailed that play, and followed the ball. And then that little kickback caught it in rhythm and knocked it down.
Here's the drive, kick back out. Over to Fuller again. She drives in against Aubrey Jones and draws the foul. Almost got the bucket to go. But she'll go to the line. Aubrey Jones, her second team foul.
They've changed their strategy a little bit. They're attacking. They're trying to put the ball on the floor and go right at the defenders of City High. And so far, it's worked for them. They've gotten to the free throw line, and now they have to convert.
She gets the first one. She'll get one more here. That's good. And back down to 12-point lead.
Now Valley coming with a little extended pressure.
Aubrey Jones dribbles in, gets it all off, and battle for it, knocked out of there, and then stolen away. Right, things get a little physical inside. Up ahead to Zoe Young. She'll stop and go, drives, up and good. Zoe Young with 20.
Nice little stop and go move, and Valley almost gets another quick steal.
Jones dishes underneath, and the block, but the foul will be called. I think that's going to go against Grace Plummer.
Fouls on Valley's number 5, Grace Plummer, her third personal, second team.
Well, you're right. It is getting physical right now. And everybody's going to have to take care of the basketball. They're going to have to stay on their feet. They're going to have to get big and value every possession.
Graving misses that one. She's 54% free throw shooter on the scene. You see the rebound there. She goes up. And the second one rolls out and no good. Knocked out of there and picked up by Valley. Fuller stops. Back out for three. Rattles out. No good. Jones. And then Zoe Young ties her right up. And that'll go back to City High.
Boy, they got a nice look at it. Couldn't get it to fall. That would have been a big bucket for the Tigers momentum-wise.
Down to 10. And here comes City High again. And I tried to force it into Jones. That time, good defense by Shea Fuller to come over the top.
Substitution for City High, number 20, Ella Cook, replacing Graving.
Ella Cook comes in for Graving for City High. And Rocca will inbound on the far side. Kumu tells everybody to slide back. Let's start the offense. Got the handoff, and now Zoe Young gets the rebound.
Got the good look, called her own number, and they got what they wanted. Didn't finish, and I think Valley's going to call a quick 30-second timeout. They like what's going on. They want to continue to make some adjustments.
Zoe Young pops a quick one. Let's take a quick break. Be back with more after this on CISN.TV.
At Mid-American Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools, asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
Back here at Wells Fargo Arena, Dar Danielson and Laura Leonard. As Valley's now cut it down to an 8-point lead here and just chipping back slowly here, Laura.
Well, that's what you have to do. You can't get that deficit back with one possession, so you have to do it possession by possession. And they're being very good and very patient when they get the ball on the offensive end.
A little high pressure of their own this time out there. Come up to half court. And there's a three. There's the answer by Aubrey Jones. She's got 16 now, her first points of the second half. And pass underneath. They'll kick it around. Knocked away, but Shea Fuller comes up with it. And Dribbling through the traffic over to Zoe Young. She keeps alive for three, short. Rebound comes off to Ella Cook.
City High gambled a little bit defensively, and it paid off for them.
Oh, and Jones just leaves a little strong on that one. Zoe Young back the other way with it. She'll stop and go again, kicks it out for three. Good! From the left corner. Grace Plummer for three.
Everybody followed Zoe Young, and then she makes a nice flip pass out, picks up the assist as Grace Plummer knocks down a big three.
And there's a foul out front. And I think that'll be against Libby Halverson. Yep.
Number 2.
Her second team
Libby
foul.
Halverson, her 4th personal, 3rd team. Substitution for Valley number 12, Grace Eagle.
Oh, that's her 4th. I must have missed one there.
Well, she's going to have to sit now for a majority of this ball game, and they need her in there defensively.
In the middle, Jones now kicks it out to her sister. Three! Shields, three-point play.
A good read of the defense. Nowhere for her to go and try to make the move, and finds her sister open in the corner.
Back to the corner the other way for three. That one's off, and Nakumo goes up high and rips that one down. And then has it knocked away by Kettering as they come up the floor. You got to protect me from those now.
I was ready, but I was going to, if I caught it, I was going to shoot it.
You're going to shoot it? Well, yeah, of course. Well, when you get your hands on the ball in the state tournament, that's what you do, right? Put it up.
You got to get your name in the scorebook.
Yeah. Jones inside, spins around against Young, blocked by Young. Back to Jones, back up again, blocked again. Zoe Young with 2 blocks. And then I think they're going to call Zoe Young with a foul, but I think they just got the legs tangled up. I don't know if that was a foul, but.
Well, there's some frustration happening because Zoe Young gets the 2 blocks, and you're right, they were going at one another, and Zoe Young's talking a little bit to Ashley Jones.
And now timeout, Iowa City High. We're going to take a full timeout here. They're up by 11 with 2:06 to play. We'll take a break, be back with more after this on CISN.TV.
The value of staying active cannot be overlooked in our lives or our young athletes. However, high-intensity workouts come with the risk of injury. If you or your child have sustained a sports injury, Select Physical Therapy in conjunction with Iowa Ortho are here to help with 2 convenient walk-in locations.
From diagnosis through recovery, you'll be put directly into the hands of experts who will evaluate and treat your sports-related injury.
Call us today for an evaluation.
All you have to do is you just have to get their feet here on the pavement and bing. Being in Des Moines, you just get it through the experience.
I'm a fan of a lot of our fast, casual cuisine.
A little theater, some great restaurants.
There's a lot going on musically.
If you can't find things to do in Des Moines,
you must be boring.
This is a magical place.
Dar Danielson, Laura Leonard here on CISN.TV. City High called a timeout there. Maybe kind of settle things down a little bit, Laura.
I think that's exactly what it was intended to do. Things were escalating, they were getting a little heated, and I think it was a great timeout to try to settle things down.
And tell Jones, hey, we're leading. Don't get into something and let them get back into it by,
Yeah, you don't want to let the frustrations come out, and you don't want to have some little silly foul or something happen. That turns the tide, gives you momentum, and takes it away from your team.
Nakumu on the drive, and she'll get the blocking foul called on Amber Kettering.
Thousand Valley's 23. Amber Kettering, her 3rd person.
It's her 3rd, the 4th team foul.
Rose Nakumu at the line, shooting 2.
Nakumu to the line for 2. And that one pops out. She missed 2 free throws. She's shooting 75% coming in. You see the replay there.
Defense a little bit slow to rotate over.
Kumu with the second free throw. That one bounces high. She can't get the bounce there either. Zoe Young pulls it down. She'll head the other way. Spins in the lane. Scoop it up. No good. Rebound to Aubrey Jones. And now City High, they can afford to be a little patient, can't they?
Yeah, they can use a little clock, make sure they're running the sets that they want to, and I think they're just going to take their time and maybe hold it for one last shot here.
Zoe Young, a little sneaky there, snuck in and slapped that from behind, didn't she?
She did. She let Jones get around her and then just poked it from behind. They couldn't recover the loose ball, and Iowa City High retains possession.
Inbound to their own bucket. Quick dump inside, now back out, and Shea Fuller knocks it away from Aubrey Jones. Tried to plead her case, but the referee says no. Goes back to City High. And they'll pull it back out now under a minute again, probably to play for one shot here. Seen a good battle between these two out there, Zoe Young and Ashley Jones.
Yeah, they're kind of isolating, and now Zoe Young's going to get a little help. Kettering thought she'd snuck in from behind and stripped the ball.
But they call her with a foul. And that will be 4 on her, I believe. If that's right.
Fouls on number 23, Amber Kettering, her 4th personal.
Oh, that's her 3rd. Okay.
16 fouls.
I must have credited one of Halverson's to Kettering. In my unofficial scoring here. So again, here's City High right in front of us here holding the ball. And Jones drives in and draws the foul. I think that might be on Bernhardt.
Bernhardt, who just came in the ball game. And fouls are starting to mount now for the Tigers.
First personal, 17 foul. Ashley Jones, shooting 2.
Jones hits the free throw. The 4th point here in the 3rd quarter. 23 overall. Gets both of them. Drive in by Plummer and knocked away. And just a little trip. And I didn't see anything there. Did you? Just a trip of her feet?
I think they were just trying to get out and run, couldn't really see anything, and feet just got tangled up on the breakaway.
On the NFL, there'd be a flag and we'd be reviewing it for 10 minutes, but here we go, 7 seconds to play. Zoe Young drives, pulls up, and not going to go with the buzzer. So City High will take a 60-47 lead into the final period. We'll be back with that after this on CISN.TV.
And here, we don't just dream, we make history by nearly doubling our clean energy as part of our 100% renewable vision. With this, our energy costs will remain some of the lowest in the nation. We'll create new jobs and boost economic growth. Our air will be cleaner, our state stronger, and together, we'll advance this country's energy future forever. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
Fans having some fun here, the dance camp at Wells Fargo. And you get to get out of school, but you get to see some good basketball, Laura Leonard.
You do. It's a bonus all the way around. You don't have to go to class. You get to go see some good basketball. You get to show a little school spirit and a little school pride.
So Valley will start the quarter here with the ball. And I had an even up 13-13 quarter there for these two teams, with City High means they hang on to a 13-point lead. That was blocked with a foul called. And is that Aubrey Jones?
Foul's on number 23, Aubrey Jones, third personal, third team foul.
Well, that's one of the things that the Tigers did to start the third quarter. They put the ball on the floor, they drove it at the defense and got to the free throw line. Starting the fourth quarter that way again, and I think that trend needs to continue.
Plummer misses the first one. She'll get one more here. And it's good. The winner will move on to meet Johnston, the 73-48 winner in our first quarterfinal today. Dowling and Iowa City West coming up after this one. Jones down the lane, blocked by Zoe Young again, and then stripped out of there. And then offensive foul call on Aubrey Jones.
I think that might be. Is that her fourth? Yeah, it is. You know, if she goes out of the lineup, that may make things interesting, because she's
makes it
been
a little
the
easier
scorer.
to guard her sister
Yep.
when you do that, because they've been dishing it back and forth.
Right. Yeah, they've had a nice little two-player game between them.
Here comes Valley. They got work to do yet here. And the drive is no good. Rebound comes off to Iowa City High. Ashley Jones kicks it outside to her sister for three. No good. Well, I almost spoke too soon there. Up quickly, the outlet. And missed by Helverson, but she got a little late defensive pressure there, and then Helverson draws the foul back the other way.
That's twice they've missed some of those easy layups. And if this is on Helverson, I think it's 5.
Yep.
Personal foul. She's replaced by number 24, Anna Bernhardt.
So she'll go out with 3 points.
22, Paige Baca.
And Anna Bernhard will come in to replace her.
City High in the bonus.
Diana Lindsay.
Will shoot one.
Misses it. And that'll stay with Valley.
They're turning up the heat a little bit. They're going to extend full court now.
City High now will be in the bonus from here on out, free throw wise. Kettering goes all the way in and draws the foul from Rocca.
They do a nice job of spreading the floor and allowing Kettering to go one-on-one and make the nice attack to the basket.
And Rocca misses the free throw. Or excuse me, not Rocca. That's Kettering, yeah. Second one is good. So 2 free throws by Valley, all the scoring we've had so far in the fourth quarter. But it's still an 11-point lead for City High. Jones in. That time slips by the defender.
Slips by 2 defenders with a nice step-through move.
Zoe Young almost lost it there. She dribbles in and draws. Nope, gets a walk. Joe Seegers can't believe it. He thought there was a little physicalness there.
Well, a lot of moves, a lot of dribbling by Zoe Young to try to get herself open, trying to create, and the official felt like she maybe shuffled the feet.
Valley will pressure a little bit here.
And that gave City High an opportunity to bring Aubrey Jones back into the lineup.
Ashley Jones down the lane, misses it. Rebound comes off to Valley. Grace Plummer takes it all the way down, up, and she draws the foul underneath.
Yeah, she comes up limping just a little bit. Went down really hard. There was a lot of contact, but put her head down and was determined to get that layup.
Plummer to the line to shoot. This is that one. She's got 9 points. 1 of 3 from the free throw line. A chance to even it up here with this one. Leaves it short. Rebound battled for and pulled out of there by City High.
Boy, they've hurt themselves. They've had the opportunities at the free throw line and have not been able to knock down those shots.
Kumu drives, bounce pass underneath, and then Jones puts it away.
Boy, a lot of great interior passing by City High.
Zoe Young down the lane, and they're going to say she was fouled before the shot. I think that's Nakumu. That's 4 on Nakumu.
Yeah, that gives City High 2 players with 4 fouls, Nakumu and Aubrey Jones. So going to have to play smart, but Nakumu is going to go to the sidelines.
Yeah, and Lindsay's coming in for her. Grace Hinkle in for Valley as Zoe Young gets the free throw.
Substitution for the Little Hawks, 44, Samantha Graving, replacing Ella Cook.
Graving back in there, replacing Ella Cook. And here's Zoe Young, hits the second free throw. She's got 24 points. And pressure again by Valley. And Jones gets through it. Rebound put back, no good. Still a scramble, and it'll stay with Iowa City High. The City High getting 3 bodies right in there under the basket, aren't they?
They are, and they're really crashing the boards and have had second chance opportunities. Didn't convert it on that one, but they are owning the glass in this ballgame.
Lob it into Jones against Zoe Young, and that time foul called on Zoe Young. Third.
Valley's number 3, Zoe Young, her third personal. Ashley Jones will shoot 2 for City High.
Jones, high arcing free throw, gives her 29 points.
Replacing Graving.
And make it 30, so she just 1 off her average here. And a 15-point lead for City High. Zoe Young can't get the roll, kept alive by Valley. Kick it out for 3, short. And
officials looking for some help.
Yeah, a little help. He didn't quite see who get it, but that's the way to do it. He asked for help, and he's going to stay with Valley.
A lot of bodies in there, and it's hard to determine sometimes when you're underneath, and it's why you have 6 set of eyes.
And stolen away on the inbound by Iowa City High. Here they come on the break, 3-on-1. Up and good by Rocca.
Well, they're getting the running game going now, and Valley not getting back in transition defense.
Zoe Young up and good. Timeout Valley. They trail 68-53. We'll take a break and be back with more after this on CISN.TV.
Event, Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. New 18 Silverado Double Cab 4x4 All-Star Edition. Power price, $99 per month lease. $99 per month. New 18 Silverado Crew Cab 4x4 All-Star Edition. $219 per month lease. 18 Equinox, $199 per month lease. New 18 Cruise LTs, $18,790. Hurry in for best selection. The Power Price Event, Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com. The
Dar Danielson, Laura Leonard. Did you see the Valley Pep Band? And they need to find some song to charge up the Tigers a little bit, Laura. They got a big hole to try to dig out here against the top seed, Iowa City High.
Well, they have to figure out what they need to do for the next 4.5 minutes. How are they going to slow down the City High offense? What are they going to do to extend the game? Also, they've been doing a good job of getting to the free throw line. They have not helped themselves, though, when they've gotten there.
Well, they got to complete that. They were, let's see, 4 of 8, so 50% there, I think, in the fourth quarter in the free throws. And when you're trailing, you need all you can get. Here's Jones coming out, back over to her sister. And Shea Fuller comes in hard there, and a little physical action, but nothing called. And they've kind of let the body bumping go at times, and tried to get it underneath, but couldn't quite handle it that time.
Just a tough angle to try to make that pass. They had the nice backdoor cut by Aubrey Jones, and it was just a tough angle for her sister to try to feed her the basketball.
There's Valley. Zoe Young
Up there.
kicks it out for three. Good by Grace Plummer.
Well, Grace Plummer's playing hurt. She's having a hard time getting down the floor, but she's a nice stationary jump shooter, so if you can get her the ball where they did get her it, she's going to be able to knock it down, but she's going to be a liability defensively.
Jones in, backs around, up, and just kisses it off the glass. And what is it, 32 points for her now, back the other way, and a foul called.
Well, Ashley Jones averages 31 on the season, so right at her average and still climbing.
Diana Lindsay with the foul. And the free throw is up and good. Fuller.
Substitutions for Valley, 24, Anna Bernhardt for City High, number 3.
Bernhardt in
Rose Nakumu
for Valley, and Rose Nakumu in for City High. Second free throw is good.
City High 70, Valley 58.
70-58 here. And that time Nakumu just pulls it back out. No need to force anything.
They did have the numbers, but what a smart move to know they don't need the points. They would rather run some time off the clock.
And now trying to trap her up front. And that opens up the wide open look underneath. Graving into Roca. And you extend that defense out and they get behind you and you're going to get burned, and that happened that time.
And a great look by Graving. Got Paige Roca on the backside for the easy two.
Kettering drives and hits a block by Graving. And Jones has it taken away, but the foul will be called on Shea Fuller.
Boy, everybody just came to her. Everybody, she brought the ball across the half-court line. There was one defender, 2, and then 3.
10 team fouls.
And
put City High in the double bonus.
it's a double bonus from here on out for City High with 2:51 to play. Jones.
Substitution for City High, number 20, Ella Cook. For Valley, number 5, Grace
Ella
Plummer.
Cook in for
21,
City
Beverly
High.
Evans.
Grace Plummer in for Valley. And Jones, the nice high arcing free throw, drops right in.
Show a little pressure and then back off, allowing Valley to get it in.
Zoe Cook drives and gets the foul in the bucket. Or Zoe Young, I'm sorry. Zoe Cook. I don't know where that came from, but.
Well, there's a Cook on the roster.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Second personal.
And
Substitution.
well, it was Cook on the foul. Maybe that's how I got the two together.
12, Gracie Hope, 24, Anna Bernhard, and number 10.
That's my excuse. I'm sticking with it.
I love it. I'm backing you up 100%. Valley's starting to go to the bench and get some other players in that don't normally get a lot of time, but want to get them on the floor at the state tournament.
And a miss there by Young. And the way it's looking, the end result may not be what Valley wanted, but when you get a chance to get back to the state tournament and defend, that's the goal of the season when you start out.
Absolutely, and they lost some key players from last year's team, and then to be able to work through some injuries and build the team up and just learn each and every game during the season, and then the ultimate goal is to get to that regional final and win that, and then get to the state tournament and have the opportunity to defend.
Because I see Alex Honnold was over there in street clothes, and she played in, I think, one of the last games of the season and got a bucket, but she just wasn't able to come all the way back and get back into the lineup for them. She was a key player last year. So timeout here. Let's take a quick break. We'll do that. We'll be back with more on CISN.TV.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game, Shields.
CISN.TV here at the quarterfinals of the Girls State Basketball Tournament. 5A, they started out this year, starting the tournament, and right now City High, the number 1 seed, on the verge of knocking off last year's defending champion. Dar Danielson alongside Laura Leonard here. Looking good. And Akumu. Almost taken away. Rose Nakumu on the other end. You mentioned it earlier about her. She does a lot of things, and not all the time scoring, but she does a lot of other things on the floor, doesn't she?
She is just very disruptive to the opponent on the defensive side of things, and has really caused problems for Valley because she's all over the floor. It just seems like every time there's a loose ball or they need a good steal or a quick steal, it's Rose Nakumu who's right there in the mix of things.
So Fuller missed the shot and then came down and got the foul on the other end.
Ashley Jones will shoot 2.
Jones will shoot 2. She's got 34, make it 35. I have her only for missing 1 free throw, I think, in the whole day. 36 points. Averages 31.
Valley needs some quick scores.
Good look underneath, good ball movement. And Plummer gets it.
Good ball movement to find Grace Plummer. Wide open in the lane. And Valley's going to foul and stop the clock.
Bethany Evans is in there for Valley.
Rose Nakumu shooting 2.
Nakumu will shoot 2 free throws. Misses that first one. So it looks like City High is going to move on to face Johnston in the semifinal on Thursday.
And that one could be an up-and-down game that both teams like to get out and run.
And Johnston a little more size to match up with Iowa City, don't they?
Yeah, I think that the interior defense of Johnston is going to be a good matchup for City High.
And Ella Cook got called for the foul and kind of, I think she thought she got the clean block there. She's smiling about it now.
Everybody that gets a block always thinks it's clean, whether it is or not.
Well, I never had a foul on a block when I did get a block. But
Me either. It's always all ball.
Graving back in for Iowa City. Bernard in and Shoup in for Valley. That rebound comes out long to Iowa City High.
Get a couple of the seniors in there and get them some playing time.
And just one senior, well, two seniors in the starting lineup for Valley. So, and Zoe Young just a junior, so they'll have quite a few players back too next year.
Well, you've got Grace Plummer back and Shea Fuller, Zoe Young, so they've got three really good players that they can build around, and they will be a team that others will have to contend with again next year.
Jones made a nice job dribbling around and going up and dropped it in the hole and just popped right back out of there. Sometimes that happens. And Jasmine Spann in now. Megan Weiss in for Valley. Maggie Hall in there. 1:11 to play. Getting some other players a chance to be on the floor in the state tournament. And Jones to Jones, and the two sisters kind of think they know. I think they know they're moving on.
Valley going out to defend, trying to make them make a move towards the basket, but I think they're content to just let it run out. They're not going to give too much pressure.
Well, the Jones duo was pretty deadly for them in the heart of that ball in this ball game, Laura, and they really, when they sag in on Ashley, she kicked it out to Aubrey, and she hit a couple threes, or one three, but she, no, what was it? Two threes in the fourth, one in the third, and one in the first. So it's kind of that protector in the back in the batting line.
Yeah, it is.
You know, where you put behind your big hitter, you put somebody back there so you can't walk them, and it kind of helps out with Ashley.
Yep, it sure does. And between the two of them, 36 points for Ashley, 20 for Aubrey, and on 17 of 31 shooting from the floor between the two of them.
Clock's going to wind down, and City High is going to move on with a 78-62 win over West Des Moines Valley. And you see the jubilation there on the Iowa City side of the court. And overall, Valley's got to be pleased again, getting back to the state tournament with all the things. They had at one point during the season a 6-game losing streak, but they pulled out of that toward the end of the season and got back here to state.
And started playing some of their best basketball down the stretch and got themselves back into contention and did have the opportunity to defend their title. Just ran into a high-scoring, very potent offensive team in Iowa City High.
So let's take a break. We'll come back and run down the scoring in this game after this on CISN.TV.
The area is starting to buy trucks at Schottenkirk Ford Indianola. Up to $13,000 off MSRP. Select new 17 Ford F-150s. And up to $8,500 off MSRP. Select new 17 Super Duties. Schottenkirk Ford, the truck stop. Up to $13,000 off select new F-150s. Schottenkirk Ford Indianola. The truck stops here. SchottenkirkFord.com.
And here, we don't just dream, we make history by nearly doubling our clean energy as part of our 100% renewable vision. With this, our energy costs will remain some of the lowest in the nation. We'll create new jobs and boost economic growth. Our air will be cleaner, our state stronger, and together we'll advance this country's energy future forever. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service. This is Iowa.
Pig farmers care. Learn more at iowapork.org.
All you have to do, you just have to get their feet here on the pavement and be. Being in Des Moines, you just get it through the experience.
I'm a fan of a lot of our fast, casual cuisine.
A little theater, some great restaurants.
There's a lot going on musically.
If you can't find things to do in Des Moines,
You must be boring.
this is a magical place.
Opportunities I've had, the people I've met, I couldn't have imagined a better college experience. The professor gets to know you really quickly. I know that people know who I am and that they care about me. With the opportunities I have here, I'm going to be able to succeed. Now I just feel like I can do anything. I don't know, just the opportunity.
Back here, the final in their second 5A quarterfinal, 78-62, Iowa City High over West Des Moines Valley. And you want to run down the scoring for us, Laura?
Sure, we can do that. And so let's take a look at Valley of West Des Moines. Leading the way for the Tigers, Zoe Young, 28 points, 12 of 24 from the floor, hit a couple of three-pointers, knocked down a couple of free throws. Grace Plummer had a nice game, 14 points, knocked down 3 three-pointers, and then 10 points for Amber Kettering, 7 for Shea Fuller, and 3 for Libby Helverson. That rounds out the scoring for Valley. And then for Iowa City High, leading the way, Ashley Jones with 36 points, her sister Aubrey Jones with 20 points, and then right behind them, Rose Nakumu with 9, as well as Paige Rocca with 9, and Ella Cook chips in with 4 for their total of 78.
It was 23-21 Iowa City High after 1, 47-34 at the half, 60-47 after 3, and they end up winning 78-62 and will advance to play Johnston at 10 o'clock on Thursday morning. So final thoughts on this one, Laura?
Well, I thought, Valley hung with them for the first half for the most part. Well, the first quarter got some nice momentum with a bucket at the end of the first quarter, and then Iowa City High kind of took over. They changed up defensives. I think it confused Valley a little bit. I think they got frustrated, and once they built that lead at halftime, they never looked back.
And a lot of speed there. Even when Valley would make a steal and start to break away, Iowa City seemed like it closed on them and would knock the ball away or defend that. So there weren't any easy breakaways, it didn't seem like, for Valley there.
No, they really couldn't get a running game going, and they like to use their speed as well. And so you have to credit Iowa City High defense for the way that they slowed down the Valley Tigers in their running game.
All right, well, coming up next, we'll have number 3 Dowling Catholic against number 6 Iowa City West. That game set to go at 1:30. We're going to wrap this up, and we'll see you in just a little bit on CISN.TV.
Wells Fargo Arena, the home of the IGHSAU.
Thanks for watching our live coverage of the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament on the Central Iowa Sports Network. You can check CISN.TV for a replay of this game. The free coverage of today's game was presented by Mid-American Energy, Schottenkirk Chevy of Waukee, Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottlers, and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union.
And there's a travel. I expect Riley